Good evening. My name is Nigeria Chambers. I'm from Big Gold Belt Media. It is a pleasure to talk to you both today about your new film, Marshmallow, which is coming to theaters April 11th. How you two feeling?
How are we feeling?
Yeah.
Very,
Let's
very
go.
excited. This is Q's first press day. So
Yeah,
we're super stoked.
yeah.
And what a great movie to be talking about. So we're so excited.
Absolutely. Congratulations, Q. I want to come right to you because after I watched the film and when I had the opportunity to check this out early, I saw a couple of things pretty pretty just on paper that made me interested. And obviously, from the folks who supported the film, I trust their words. So I'm like, I'm absolutely in for this. So I just went in there kind of blind, and I enjoyed the film. The end of the film, the first thing I said to myself was like, how old are these kids? So I went back and looked at the synopsis, and it says Morgan, a shy, introverted 12-year-old. So I'm coming right to you, Q, because maybe I'm a little bit of an old timer here. Are kids really cursing that much at that age?
Um, first of all, thank you for all the compliments and stuff.
Absolutely.
No, absolutely not. I mean, I rarely curse. Like the only time I curse is if like I get like really frustrated at like a video game or something,
Yeah.
and I'm older than I was then. So
Yeah.
like, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I'm just a little bit of a heads up. When you get older, you still curse at those video games. The rage quitting is very firm in my blood right now. Damn you, Marvel rivals. But no, congratulations for sure. And and even on that note, I thought the kids did a very convincing job in really demonstrating their frustrations, their curiosity, an atmosphere around bullying, being an introvert who I am. So I really resonated with Morgan and really trying to find his way and his group of friends and all that. So I was definitely for it. I just went back to think like, Dak, I don't know, were we this bad?
I feel like it depends because if you ask my brothers, they would have a very different story.
Really?
Yeah, they just, oh my God, it's my family's a different story. I mean, what a lovely, like what a lovely boy for
Yeah.
that is so, yeah, my brothers are very just, yeah, sailor potty mouths, crazy.
Yeah, I have a friend who just like he's an online friend and he just I feel like he curses in every sentence. It doesn't matter. He could be overjoyed and he'd still be cursing. Or he could be like deeply sorrowed and still be cursing. Like he does not stop.
These be the kids I be in those lobbies with, trust me.
Yeah.
I definitely want to come to you, Georgia, because like there's definitely an on and off switch with your character, Rachel, and not to give anything away, but when you hit it, you hit it 1,000 miles per hour. I just wanted to know for you as an actor, just when the transformation of your characters, when some of the reveals and things start to come about, and obviously, in all respect to you as a professional being an actor, but I wonder for you mentally, what are you sort of processing to realize that you have to get into gear? And I like to equate this sort of to like people who are like combat sport athletes where they can be the nicest people, but when you put them in the octagon, they understand this is sink or swim, and you see this change in them because you know what they're against. And that's essentially what I saw with you with this character. I was like, out of nowhere. Oh, wait a minute now.
Yeah,
So just
it
wondering what were you
really,
processing doing it?
yeah, I mean, she really does go from 0 to 100. Um, I mean, this role was so fun for me, and it was so different than anything I'd done before, or kind of my niche, that I auditioned for, or that I kind of, that I typically book or whatever. It was really fun to play truthfully somebody who just cared so much about this project, meaning, Camp Almar. Um, and I think that the process of that is just, I really was just trying to play her as, truthful and loyal as possible to the whole, you know, uh, project and situation that they're going through. But yeah, it was really fun because I normally kind of typically go for, and play quirky one or the kind of dark one or, the one that curses a lot. And this was really fun to kind of play that like uptight, and then, but I kind of got to showcase a little bit more of the bolder side, when she goes from 0 to 100. So yeah, it was a challenge in keeping that like straight edge vibe, but then I really got to kind of hone into my favorite thing to do, which is just being like big and like
Yeah.
wild. So it was fun. It was a challenge, but it's so worth it.
Yeah, big is such a excellent word to describe your character. I will be using that in my
Yeah.
review.
Yeah. Yeah. No, even when she's like being even when she's doing her job, quote unquote, as the camp counselor, she's big in that,
Yeah.
which is just like she runs that
Yep.
shit like the military. I don't know if I'm allowed to curse,
Yes,
but
you
like,
are.
you know what I mean? Like she runs
Q
that.
approved.
Yeah, she yeah, she keeps those kids in line,
Yeah.
and that can be big on its own. And it was a blast. It was so fun.
Yeah, and I'm always very pro in seeing women wrote strong, and I love that in a very masculine setting and definitely some toxic masculinity personalities kind of floating around. There wasn't a question who ran shop there. Everybody
Yeah,
fell in line with the Cater Rangers. I loved it. I absolutely
absolutely
loved
not.
it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. OQ. Just how demanding was this role? Because there seems to be a lot of aquatic things happening with you, and whether it's to the events of what's occurring, or whether it's this sort of flashback, sort of memory states. The actor, one way or another, you're either in there or you're not. So I'm curious, how much time did you actually spend in or around water involved with what we get to see on screen?
Hmm. I haven't actually seen the movie yet, so like the 2 year gap definitely has a
Yeah.
memory loss on my part.
But I feel like the question was about water, right? Like
Yeah,
how
Hmm.
we were by the water a lot. And it was
yeah.
really cool because we filmed on an actual abandoned campground.
Oh,
So
nice.
that was amazing. Like,
Oh,
yeah, you
creepy.
knew that that lake was like swimmable and
Yeah.
there was a dock that was already there. So yeah, I mean, we spent a lot of time by the water. I don't, how many days were you in the water though? Only like a few, right?
So there's the day that I'm in the water,
Uh-huh.
when I
Yeah.
jump off the dock.
Mm-hmm.
And
That was a fun
then,
day.
oh yeah, that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
I was a little scared, of course, because you got to be before
You don't have
jumping
to.
into
Yeah.
an unknown is kind of
It's
scary.
fine. Yeah.
And then the only other time I think I was actually in the water was during some of the nightmare scenes. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about that because there is one pretty early in the film where we see him sort of having a nightmare scene. He's sitting at a table, and
mhm.
he's across from his grandfather, and it looks pretty normal, except half his body is underwater. And I mean, like, just the visuals aspect and sort of the psychological aspects of that is so brilliantly done. But I can't help but to think, as a person who doesn't quite like just jumping into the unknown with water, much like you said, thinking like, I don't know if I would enjoy this. So I'm just wondering, for you as the actor, did you actually have to experience sitting there submerged halfway, but also still acting in fear?
Um, well, yes. I feel like the water, it was pitch black, right? And it's just water up to like the knees, and like I had like a wetsuit on underneath, so I wasn't too cold, which is good. But I feel like the water definitely helped with the fake fear, kind of made it seem more real, and in an aspect of um I don't know,
You didn't have to like CGI any of it. You
yeah,
know what I
no,
mean? Like
yeah,
he was
it was pretty
literally
real.
there.
It was
Yeah.
pretty real.
No, it's so awesome.
I love the practical stuff, and man, that's amazing for you to do that. Better than me. That's why you the pro,
Me
you know?
too. Me too. I was like, it's
Um,
crazy.
just however you look at this, and although this is, as a horror film, and when you talk about campgrounds and horror, you obviously think back to some of the iconic Camp Crystal Lake, of course, really comes to mind, and you like keep thinking, where's Jason going to pop up? But it's just because we all really hold this sort of setting, regardless of the type of horror film, whether it's a slasher or one of these type of sort of psychological. You guys, you could kind of go mid slasher with this one as well too. But like the moment we know we're on campgrounds, we just know there's something eerie that's going to come about. You were, as you said, an abandoned campground. A lot of this film is in low light yet dark. So, two things I want to ask you all here. For one, I mean, or however you look at this, there's still a realistic fear in being here. And I want to know, how did you all kind of navigate that? But also, there's a lot of people involved with this, a bunch of kids as well too, and then the counselors, and obviously all the film and production folks involved. What was the fun in this as well? We're talking about some of the fun moments that you all had collaboratively, maybe some outtakes that kind of sit with you, just any of that. So both the fear, but yet the fun side of being here shooting on set.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that was so cool was on an indie like this, you really have to just kind of take what you can, ask for favors, see who's down to just make a movie and have fun. And that's what I think the like heart of this movie was we're in a tiny town in Kentucky, and we banded together, I think like basically the entire high school and middle school population, and we were just like, hey, you want to be in a movie? And they were like, yes, and they were just so excited about it. And I think that added to a lot of the like fun environment. And it was cool because, for me at least, like playing the counselor and having done, a couple projects under my belt before, it was kind of interesting, like leading these kids who had not done anything like this before. It kind of, went hand in hand in a way.
Yeah.
And yeah, there was like I used to be a camp counselor, so there was a
Oh,
lot of like yeah, oh, I did the whole thing. And so there was a lot of like ad-libbing that I did, like when, the kids, they get rowdy and they don't know, what the little cues are to be quiet, get ready to shoot. So I would have to do like, if you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap twice. And that was all like ad-libbed. And the our director was like, oh, yes, 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 that's amazing. So I just started throwing those all around the movie. But yeah, what are your thoughts?
Um, I feel like uh having my co-stars there, like Dylan and Max were
Mhm.
definitely like the friends that I really made there.
Mhm.
And they added to the fun aspect for
yeah.
sure, because just having that friendship where you can like talk about the same things in a way,
Yeah.
because you're both doing like the same thing at the same time is.
Yeah, and we got along really quick too. When we first got to Kentucky, the whole crew kind of went out for like a pizza dinner sort of thing. And
I remember that.
remember,
Yeah.
as much as I wanted to talk to our directors, producers, and everything, I was like, I know that I have kind of like a job here that is to not only do this project, but to make everybody feel super comfortable with me, at least, because as this like camp counselor leader or whatever, I wanted to make sure that they knew who I was, and were comfortable around me. So I hung out with all of them, just like sitting at the kids' end of the table. And I was just like, I don't even remember what we talked about, but I was just getting to know y'all, and it was so fun.
It was random stuff.
Yeah.
I
It was
can't.
like school and random
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. But it was really, really fun.
I love that, and I think that's very important, to the point that I'm like, maybe your name should be listed in a producer role of sorts, because I think those sort of set cultures is really what breeds success in films, and especially when you're dealing with younger talent, having them comfortable, or just firmly seeing what is a good set looks like. So I
Yeah.
definitely want to tip the hat to you for doing that. That's
Oh,
that's
thank
amazing. And then cueing all the badasses out there cursing every 10 seconds. They'll go out to be very wholesome kids because of you.
Oh, yeah. I was definitely leading them in that direction.
Oh,
I was like,
silly.
say whatever you want. You guys can curse.
Um,
But no, it was really fun.
That's amazing. All right, so listen, let's end with this one here. I did have a lot of fun, and then there's a lot of nostalgia to this for me, as I mentioned, but also too, it's refreshing. It's really not like anything you've seen. You really don't know what's to come and what to expect, and there's a lot of little twists and turns, even to the very, very end that I started to say, "Oh wow, hold on, wait a minute." To my question. Where would you all like to see this go next? Because I feel fully there is more on the table. There was a mysterious call that sort of came in as well too. So definitely a added cliffhanger for possibilities. But just for you to, if you could just speak a little bit about your characters and where you think a future lies, where would you like it to go?
Um, I'll take this really quick just because I actually haven't seen the film either. And I know we had two alternative endings.
Ooh.
So I can't quite speak on what I would like to see because I don't know what happens. We had it go one of two very different directions.
Ooh.
And so I think that a movie like this is, bred for sequels and,
Yeah.
a third and a fourth. I think that that's, people love to watch, what do
We never
you,
want the horror to end.
you never want horror to end. You can make Insidious has like seven now. Like,
Yes.
not literally, but like, there's
Yeah.
so many.
Look at Final Destination.
Final
They're
Destination.
coming out with a new
Coming
one.
back. I'm
Yeah,
so excited for that too.
me
Yeah.
too. I'm a big horror fan.
It's crazy that you didn't mention Scream on that one, considering where you
I
come from, you know.
know. I know.
Best is obsessed with Scream. Like
Is she?
yeah, I never see the end of it.
Oh my God, it's so good. Anyway, so I can't speak directly on it, but I think that a movie like this it's a perfect for a franchise. But
Q, I give you a little hint that's on this note then too. I mean, your arc really is something that I know I personally resonate with, and I'm sure a lot of others in some capacity did. In terms again, when you're looking for your next friend or your sort of where you're accepted at, and you can just truly be yourself, to being that person, really discovering yourself, to being the beacon of hope for everybody around them, where everybody now looks to you as like the cool kid or the one who's going to rally us through whatever. So, it goes from being, sort of lost to now leading the charge. So, with that being said, hopefully that gives you a little bit of an indication here. Where would you like to see him go?
Hmm. I like that question. I like that question a lot. I have to like think on it a little bit. Um, Trying not to spoil anything. I'd love to see um how Morgan. I'd like to see Morgan's preteen stage,
mm,
like the age that I am, not to like do
Mm,
that, but like the age that I am, I'd like to see how that works with the whole
yeah,
camp system.
yeah. Not giving away,
Not
you know what I
giving it
mean?
away.
Yeah. That was
ooh,
a great yes. Good
ooh,
call.
when he becomes a counselor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd
Ooh,
be pretty cool. That'd
yeah.
be pretty cool.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Well, I really do appreciate you both's time today. It's been so much fun talking to you, and it was a lot of fun watching this film. Marshmallow again comes to theaters April 11th. You all have a premiere coming up soon. I know you're gonna be so excited for that.
Mhm.
And certainly you should be. I think the audience is gonna have an amazing time with you all. So that being
Thank
said,
you.
Thank
again, thank
you.
you for the time. Much success on this one, and hopefully we get to talk again very soon.
Yes, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Absolutely. Take care.
Have a good one.